Okay, hi friends. Wow, by the title of this video, I'm sure you know what to expect. We're gonna be talking about my problems and struggles with mental health. That's so weird to say. And I'm trying to approach it from a happy, joking way, because that's totally how I deal with anything in life. I try to make it positive, and it's my defense mechanism. That would be the proper term. My defense mechanism is humor. Doesn't get any better than that. But anyways, let's get into the video. I made notes because I wanted to be able to say everything that I needed to say without dissociating and not being able to get through it, because I really think that this story needs to be told so that it can help other people, because that's what my goal is. If this is your first time to this channel, welcome. My name is Shreya. I'm a life coach and mindset mentor with specialized knowledge in depression, suicide, and eating disorders. But I'm also just gonna show you how to deal with your anxieties every day, and how life can be so beautiful. And so now let's get into my story. So basically, I'm 23. I was born and raised in Arizona. I currently live in Scottsdale, and I received my bachelor's degree from the University of Arizona. I graduated with a communications degree. And after that, I realized I wanted to take my passion for human relationships to the next level. So that's when I got my coaching certificate, and that's what I've been doing ever since, and I absolutely love it. Sometimes I do contract bartending. That's kind of just like a fun way for me to meet new people. More of a side hustle, you would say. Yeah, so the reason that I chose life coaching was because I am a strong advocate for mental health. Growing up with my own struggles, I know how hard it can be, and I knew I wanted to help people, but I didn't want to do therapy because that has a lot of trauma and it focuses a lot on the past. And I think that the biggest thing that helped me change and transform my life is to take myself out of the victim mindset, to stop focusing on all the bad things that happened to me and start focusing on my future and what I want it to look like. And that's what I'm encouraging you to do. And so I hope you subscribe to this channel and make a commitment to yourself to start showing up every day and be the best version of you, and not let what happened in your past define you. So I grew up as a middle child. You know what that's like if you're a middle child. And I started going to therapy when I was 10 years old. It was mainly just a way for me and my friends to get out of class, because we would go see the school counselor, and it was the dumbest thing. There would be these magnets where you would put what emotion you were feeling, oh, I'm feeling sad, let me just move the magnet to sad. Anyone's really gonna do that. Oh, I feel depressed, time to walk up to the fridge. And then they would give us these stress balls. So dumb. It was so dumb, horrible. We really need to redo school counseling, you guys. Anyways, then 5th grade, that's when I started going to a real therapist. And then kind of all the way up until high school, I would see different therapists. I was on medication. I've been on medication on and off my whole life. It's terrible. It works until it doesn't. I'll say that. And I've never found one that works for good. So if it works for you, take it. It worked for me, and then it would stop working. And so I just realized I needed to find a holistic approach. I was like, there has to be a way to be happy that doesn't involve me taking a pill every day. And I can honestly say that I found that. And I want to help you find that too. And I still struggle every day. Are you kidding me? I'm human, but it's so much better. And that's kind of what my point is that it can be so much better for you too. So back to my story. Freshman year of high school, I just became so riddled with social anxiety. I could not call Pizza Hut and order a pizza because I would get so anxious on the phone. I couldn't go into Starbucks and order a cup of coffee because I was so scared and afraid. And this is all childhood. No one just becomes this way, you know? So I just want to validate you if you're watching. I know that this is because of how you were raised in the environment that you were raised in. And you deserve better. But you can change that now. So high school, I was suicidal. I engaged in self-harm. I was so depressed. It sucked. I remember I would not wear my seatbelt in the car because I was like, what's the point? Like, who cares? I genuinely wanted to die. That sucks to say because life is so good. And so I kind of just wanted you guys to know that I've been there, and it's hard. But it gets better. So, I didn't want to cry. I think a big issue in high school is, for me, depression and like suicide was very romanticized. I was on Tumblr a lot, and that did not help me. Parents need to honestly monitor what their kids are doing online, because Tumblr is a very toxic platform. It romanticizes eating disorders, it romanticizes drugs, it romanticizes alcohol, depression, all of these things, and there's nothing beautiful about suffering. You need to get that through your head. There is nothing beautiful about pain. It's addictive. Your brain is literally wired to rethink the same thoughts every day. So you have to train your brain to get out of that. And you can, and you will, and I'm here to help you. And I'm here to coach you if you want one-on-one coaching, but I also just want to share my story so that you guys know. Get off Tumblr. I don't even know if people use that anymore, but stop romanticizing all of these mental illnesses. It's not, you know what's really fun? Hanging out with your friends, laying out by the pool, going to the beach, traveling, surfing, shopping, cooking, going to the movies, being happy, being excited about life. That's what's fun. That's what we should be romanticizing. So, unfortunately, my suffering did not end in high school. When I got to college, life was really good, and I wasn't struggling with depression or anything, but I kind of received my eating disorder. The universe was like, it's time, Drea, here you go. And that sucked because I never had an issue with food. I grew up an athlete. I was captain of my sports teams. I was healthy. I had a good diet, a healthy mindset with my diet. And then when you get to college, especially the University of Arizona, all the girls are so skinny and pretty, and you're just comparing yourself, like, how can I look better? I want to look like this girl, that girl, whatever. It's just super toxic. So I was on a vegan diet, and I loved my vegan diet. I was meditating every day. I had the best time of my life. And then I got food poisoning. After I got food poisoning, I couldn't digest any food at all. I think that there was a bacteria in my gut that just destroyed my gut, and basically I was no longer able to tolerate a vegan diet, but I refused to believe it, and I was anchored in my vegan identity. And so basically I was like, I'm gonna fix this. I'm gonna do a holistic approach. I'm gonna do a raw vegan diet. So I did that. Didn't really work. I did a watermelon diet. I ate watermelon for 5 days in a row. That's it. Didn't work. I did the master cleanse, 10 days, just drinking liquids. Didn't work. So if you can tell, I'm very determined, and I wanted to fix myself. I wanted to fix my gut. I was trying so hard, and throughout all of these cleanses and these detoxes, I started dropping weight like crazy. And then guess what? I started getting a lot of compliments. People started praising my body, and I got a lot more attention. And I remember Googling like how to know when you have an eating disorder, because I had no idea. I was like, I'm just trying to heal my body, but it feels wrong because it's not working. And eventually my friends sat me down, and they literally had an intervention with me at my sorority house, and they were like, hey, like, we've noticed that something's wrong. And I was like, no, you guys don't understand. Like, I'm dealing with something. Like, I have IBS. Like, I don't know what's wrong, but it's not an eating disorder. Which is funny because I never told anyone I had an eating disorder. But they knew. But I was so oblivious. Like, I was like, no, that's not, I don't have that. How could that happen to me? How could it happen to me? Right? But that's the thing, is it can happen to anyone. And there's nothing to be shameful about. I had so much shame around my eating disorder because I didn't want people to see me and just see, oh, that's the girl with the eating disorder. Like, no. Me? I'm the girl who likes healthy foods. I like fitness. I like working out. I like nourishing my body. I like nutrition. I like going to the movies. I like hanging out with my friends. I like comedy. I like writing. I like reading. I'm not just my eating disorder. But one thing that I learned is that if someone's gonna view you as just one thing, then that's their issue. Just be yourself. It's so freeing. It's so freeing just being like, oh yeah, I used to have an eating disorder and now I'm in recovery. Because I am in recovery and I am recovering and I'm not stuck anymore. Anyways, back then, I was going to doctor's appointments on doctor's appointments and doing endoscopies and running all these tests, and finally they just were like, you have gastroparesis. So gastroparesis is when your food dumps into your stomach early, so you get full really fast. So I physically could not eat, like my body physically could not handle food. And so finally I was like, thank God people can understand, like, this isn't an eating disorder. I literally just can't eat that much food at once, which is why I can't lose weight. I've been struggling with that gastroparesis diagnosis for years. And finally I was like, I'm not subscribing to this anymore. That's not my story. So I read Dr. Joe Dispenza's book, Becoming Supernatural, and I meditated every day, and I changed my identity. I told myself I was no longer identifying with the person who has gastroparesis. That's not my story. And I started eating foods that I wasn't eating before. And now I eat what I want. And so I guess the phase that I'm in now is the weight gain, which is tough. I also went to treatment, rehab. All the greats went to rehab. Amy Winehouse, Lindsay Lohan, Dax Shepard, all the best people. I'm not romanticizing rehab. I'm coping. This is my defense mechanism, you guys, remember? I'll make a separate video on my experience in treatment. Anyways, I guess I just wanted to do a little intro. I know this wasn't super in depth about my eating disorder, but basically it was food poisoning, weight loss, eating disorder brain coming in and saying, stay away from all of these foods. And then I had to take a semester off of school, and it sucked and it stole my life, and I decided no more. So now we eat to fuel our bodies, to fuel our minds, and this is not going to be your conventional eating disorder recovery approach. I'm not just gonna be eating a bunch of Cheez-Its and junk food because I don't believe that that's healthy. I don't think that that stuff is good for you. You can do things in moderation, yes, I believe that, but it's not gonna be a like, I just want Frosted Flakes, so I'm gonna eat Frosted Flakes. It's gonna be I'm gonna have a nourishing breakfast of whole grains and fruits and healthy fats, and it's gonna be what I'm craving, but it's also going to be good for my body and my mind. So that's what you can expect by subscribing to this channel. Whole foods, real ingredients approach to recovery, and mindfulness meditations and all the good stuff. And we're still gonna vlog, but I just wanted to put my story out here because it's time to take the shame and guilt away from me. It's off, and now we can just focus on the weight restoration and the beauty of life. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you subscribe and can journey along this with